Aside from the dated video and crime tape, nothing much has changed since the June 1995 murder scene at 6420 Everall Avenue in Northeast Baltimore. The victim is still Keri Sirbaugh, her killer still not caught, her parents still asking the very same question.
You just constantly wonder, it's constantly in your head, is it this guy, is it that guy, is it somebody we've never even thought about, is it, it's endless.
Endlessly defining and haunting Bill and Fran Sirbaugh 15 years later now, and the memory of finding their daughter's body outside her apartment that June day is still so sharp, cuts so deep.
We wound up going outside. We're standing on her little porch, we go into her door. I just found myself staring at this path that went into the woods. And for some reason, I just walked over there, and that's when I found her. I can't describe what I was going through. So.
Even 15 years later,
yeah.
It hasn't come to you.
I can't go on with it.
Then everything starts going through your mind, like why? I guess that's your biggest question. Why would anybody want to hurt her? And then we were just driven. It was just an automatic response to just be driven to find out who did this.
It is a question Baltimore City Police have yet to answer, though not for lack of trying.
Just take us south, stand aside.
From day one, homicide detectives scoured Fells Point, where she was last seen, followed endless leads, had people of interest. Nothing. Keri's case went cold, buried in a cabinet, nestled alongside other victims, other stories. The Sirbaughs continue to refuse accepting a filing cabinet as their daughter's final resting place.
We'll never. We don't have that kind of personality to stop. So we'll never stop hoping that there will be justice for Keri.
The Sirbaughs are far from alone. After studying FBI statistics nationwide, our Scripps Howard News Service found police departments are solving murders at an alarmingly decreasing rate, plunging from an average of 90% in the 60s to about 60% today. The Baltimore City police rates follow that trend. In the last decade alone, the department went from a clearance rate of 78% in 2000 to just 55% last year. Numbers the department blames on the rise of drug-related murders and low witness participation.
Any day, something can change.
But the Sirbaughs can care less about stats, believing in their souls Keri's murder can be solved.
We've always said through the years that after you've looked at it for so long, fresh eyes would be just so wonderful. So we're very appreciative of fresh eyes to look at it.
Cold case.
Those eyes are Detective Art Brummer's.
There are new leads.
There are some things out there, yes there are.
Are you optimistic about these new leads?
I feel pretty good about them.
Brummer started rifling through the 2 boxes full of evidence in the Sirbaugh case because it was his mentor's original case. A damn good detective, he says, limited only by the technology of the day.
It's just unbelievable, It's just like, it's like to get DNA, you needed something the size of a pumpkin, when now you need something you don't even see. It's just amazing,
DNA on old physical evidence is how Brummer feels he'll finally solve this case. He champions new DNA technology, a new state law making it easier to take DNA samples from the criminals, and is trying to land a federal grant for $300,000. Money aimed at helping Cold Case reverse the downward trend in clearance rates by spending more resources on murder mysteries like Keri Ann's, a case that 15 years later continues to taunt detectives as the original tip poster, now discolored by time and maybe futility, stays hung in the office.
You feel this case could be closed?
I have great hopes at this point in time that we can bring some justice to this case for Keri Ann.
Justice for police and Keri Ann, peace for Fran and Bill Sirbaugh.
My daughter would want her justice, is what basically we're saying.
Yeah, I just think that she would rest at peace like we would rest at peace if we knew that he was behind bars.
Resolved to close an open case, an open wound. In Baltimore, Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News Investigators.